Have you ever wondered what could actually get you kicked off a cruise ship? Like, what would make the captain say, "That's it, you're off"? Well, as fun and relaxing as cruises sound, there's a whole list of things, some obvious, others surprisingly small, that could send you packing before your vacation even really starts. So, before you start planning that dreamy 2025 cruise, let's talk about the things that could turn your sea adventure into an early flight home. The fun ends when the rules do. Cruises are basically floating cities. There are thousands of passengers, crew members, and strict safety rules designed to keep everyone happy and safe. But the truth is, one wrong move can get you booted off at the next port. And yes, this still happens all the time. Cruise lines like Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and Norwegian have been tightening their rules lately, especially after the pandemic. In 2025, they're watching passenger behavior more closely than ever. Security cameras are everywhere, and trust us, they don't miss a thing. Breaking the law at sea isn't just bad, it's expensive. Let's be real, breaking the law anywhere is bad, but on a cruise, it's worse. Cruise ships follow both international and maritime laws, which means even small illegal acts, like trying to smuggle drugs or banned items on board, can lead to serious trouble. Customs officers don't play around. If you're caught smuggling or even carrying something illegal by accident, you won't just get kicked off. You could end up facing charges in a foreign country. And believe us, that's not how anyone wants to end their dream vacation. Drinking too much can sink your trip fast. Now, everyone knows cruise ships have bars, cocktails, and even drink packages that make it easy to party. But here's the thing. Being drunk and disruptive is one of the fastest ways to get yourself removed from the ship. Cruise lines have strict alcohol policies, and if your fun turns into rowdy or unsafe behavior, security will step in. In 2025, cruise companies are using facial recognition and behavior tracking to spot problems early. So, if you're stumbling down the hallways or causing scenes at the pool, they'll know. Balcony shenanigans are a big no. You've probably seen those viral clips of people doing crazy stuff on their balconies, climbing the rails for a selfie, or throwing things into the ocean. Well, don't. Balcony misbehavior is one of the top reasons people get kicked off cruises. It's not just dangerous, it's against maritime law. One Royal Caribbean guest was banned for life after standing on the railing for an Instagram photo. In 2025, cruise lines are even stricter. There are sensors, cameras, and rules that protect both you and the environment. Smoking in the wrong places. This might sound small, but lighting up in non-smoking areas, especially your cabin or balcony, can get you in big trouble. Cruise ships take fire hazards very seriously. A single spark can be disastrous at sea. That's why smoking policies are enforced more tightly now than ever. If you ignore the rules, don't be surprised if security pays you a visit and asks you to pack up. Messing with crew members or other guests. Cruises are all about good vibes, but every now and then, people forget that the staff and other guests deserve respect. Whether it's yelling at the crew, harassing someone, or starting a fight, zero tolerance, period. Cruise lines in 2025 are taking harassment cases very seriously, with onboard security trained to act fast. They don't care who started it. If you make someone feel unsafe, you're off the ship at the next port. Skipping safety drills or ignoring rules. We know those safety drills at the start of the trip can feel boring, but they're mandatory for a reason. Skipping them or refusing to follow safety instructions can lead to disciplinary action and, in some cases, removal. Cruise lines aren't taking chances anymore. They need to know that every passenger understands what to do in an emergency. Throwing things overboard. Seriously, don't. It might seem harmless to toss something into the sea, but it's actually a huge offense. From environmental laws to passenger safety, this rule is non-negotiable. Cruise ships can fine you heavily or even disembark you at the next stop. Some ships now use surveillance tech that can detect when something or someone goes overboard. So yeah, they'll know. Unauthorized drone use or filming. Everyone wants that perfect aerial shot of the ship sailing off into paradise, right? But flying drones from your balcony or deck is a major rule breaker. Many cruise lines ban drones entirely in 2025, and violating that can lead to confiscation or being told to leave. Always check the rules before bringing one on board. Sneaking into crew or restricted areas. There's always that one curious passenger who wants to explore behind-the-scenes areas, but going where you're not allowed, like crew quarters or maintenance areas, is a serious offense. Cruise ships are heavily monitored, and security will spot you immediately. It's not worth the risk just for curiosity's sake. Violating quarantine or health rules. After the lessons learned from the pandemic, cruise lines have very strict health protocols. Ignoring isolation orders, faking test results, or refusing to cooperate with health checks can lead to instant removal. In 2025, ships use health monitoring systems that detect illness early. It's all about keeping everyone safe, and if you refuse to follow the health rules, you're gone. So, what's the takeaway? Cruises are meant to be fun, relaxing, and full of memories. But at the end of the day, you're still part of a community in the middle of the ocean. So the rules matter. Most people have an amazing time because they respect those guidelines. But those who cross the line? Well, they might find themselves waving goodbye to the ship from the dock. So before you board your next cruise, remember, play smart, stay respectful, and keep the fun going. Because trust us, you don't want your vacation ending before the ship even drops anchor at its first stop.